Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Salugo TV. Today we are taking a journey through Nigeria history from independence in 1960 to the past day. As we watch the face of our past leaders, ask yourself important question. How Nigeria wealthy truth benefit its people? Since independence, Nigeria has been led by Prime Minister, President, military of head of state. Each administration promised progress, development and a better future for the nation. Nigeria is blessed with oil, gas, fertile land, millions of hard-working citizens. Yet, despite those harmony resources, many Nigerians continue to struggle with poverty, unemployment, poor road, inadequate healthcare center, and unreliable electricity. This video is not about attacking any political party or individual. It is about asking difficult but necessary questions. Over the decades, there has been many allegations, investigations, court cases involving the misuse of public funds by the government officials at different levels. It's important to note that not everyone accused has been convicted, and allegations should not be treated as of guilt. Where did the money go? Why does corruption continue despite repeated promise to fight it? As we remember the Nigeria past leader, we also remember the responsibilities that come with public office. Public funds belong to the Nigerian people. They are meant for development, security, education, healthcare, and creating opportunity for future generations. If you believe every naira of public money should be used for the benefiting of Nigerians, then you are in the right place. This is an opportunity to learn from history, not to spread it, but to encourage accountability, transparency, and better governance. In this episode, we will examine some of the major corruption scandals and allegations that have spread Nigeria since 1999 using public reports, information, official investigation, and court case record where available. Please, if you came across the video for the first time, please kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section. Today, we are talking more on managing public funds in our society, the way our taxpayer money are being used, and how the government utilizes it, and the effective of the public fund in our society. Please join me welcome my guest, Mr. Olayinka, to my YouTube channel today, which is always come to my YouTube channel to share his thoughts and give us more enlightenment in everything. So, Mr. Olayinka, I'm glad to welcome you back to my YouTube channel today.
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction, Saludo. I am very happy and enlightened to be on your YouTube channel today. And for those who don't know me, my name is Mr. Olayinka. I'm a very concerned Nigerian citizen, and I see a lot of problems we are having, and we do talk about the possible solutions. And for today, we are talking about the mismanagement of public funds. So, where do we start from today, Salugo?
So I want you to share more light on people doesn't know meaning of public funds. So just share more light on these public funds before we go to the issues, before we go to the mismanagement.
So okay, for those who don't really understand, or for those who don't really get the meaning of public funds, in my own knowledge, public funds simply means the money that is meant for the citizen of a country. Let's just say the taxpayer money that is meant to be spent on the people paying the tax as well. So, to me, that is the simple meaning for public funds.
So, thank you, Mr. Olayinka. So, I want you to now join it with misuse of public funds. So, people doesn't know you buy something, they charge you from it. So that is money being generated from the poor masses. going back to the
government.
government for use for us. So just give us more light on public fund misuse so we can go further on it.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, there's a lot of ways the government misuse public funds, but let's use Nigeria as a case study. The government misuse taxpayer money in a lot of ways. A lot of ways you can't even fathom how it goes to that point. There are a lot of things I can actually just come up with, but let's take it one after the other. Let's speak about how the government will start a project and all of a sudden the project will be abandoned. And this project is being started or it is being processed with these same public funds. Are you getting the point? So a government will come in power today and start a particular project. After if the government is unable to finish such project, another person comes in after 4 years or whatever years the first person used, and the project will be on hold or it will be forgotten. And this has been something that has been bothering my mind because this money you are spending on this project, no one can actually make an account for it. We don't have an audit where the government comes out and say, okay, in this particular project, we spent this amount and we abandoned it. We don't see any audit or any accounting that comes in that form. But all we see is the government will start a project, all of a sudden they abandon the project. I've been thinking maybe the funding was the problem, or sometimes maybe there was no cordial agreement between the construction company building the project and the government. But all of a sudden, I start seeing the pattern that this issue is mainly from the government. And when we talk about the government, we talk about everybody in the government. We talk of from the president to the governors, ministers, senators, everybody concerning the government. There is no way you guys start projects and never put an end to the project. You don't commission the project and you just leave it there for years to rot. It makes no absolute sense because let's take a look at Lagos State. We call Lagos the mega city of Nigeria. And when you come into Lagos State, you start seeing a lot of abandoned projects here and there. And if a new government comes in and see, okay, this previous government is trying to do this thing, trying to build a bridge, trying to build something, are you getting? Instead of the new government to continue what the old government started, this is what they call continuity. They just start their own new project. And this new project they are starting, they won't start it at the beginning of their own first tenure or the first year of their tenure, the second. They won't do it. They will do it at the third year, knowing fully well that, okay, after this third year, I'm going for a fourth year, and after the fourth year, election comes. They will now start the project at the third year. Are you getting? So when they lose or lost the election at the fourth year after election, are you getting? It becomes a project that is unfinished, and we have a lot of it in Lagos, scattered everywhere in Nigeria as a whole, but most especially in Lagos State. There are a lot of unfinished projects that the government needs to do better concerning that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lainka. So I want you to talk on this issue. I want to be facilitating on. I see this report from X that saying federal government approved 85.8.5 billion naira for renovation of church and mosques, which is about 6.14 billion naira for 52 mosques and 1.91 billion naira for 7 churches. So, all this money we are talking about is public fund also,
of course,
because they are getting the money back from us.
Of course.
So why government is using this money for renovating church or mosque or whatever? Or I didn't get. So please, can you throw more light? Like I want us to enlighten people more.
That was what I was about to say now, that inappropriate spending of these public funds is something the government needs to work on. Can you imagine how you are calling billions just to renovate church and mosques? Just wait, let's just put it in a common man sense that, okay, the government does not have a budget for free housing, or let's say subsidized housing for the citizen, but they are putting such billions into renovation, not even building, but renovation of churches and mosques. Why can't the religious leaders renovate their churches? Which is more important? Let's Nigerians needs to like open their head now and think. Which is more important? Is it the renovation of churches and mosques,
And we
or
have more school that
are you getting?
yes,
Or the renovation of our primary health center, schools, and all these things we have. It is you go to some hospitals, government-owned hospitals, and you'll be wondering how they were still using equipment of 1900s, 1991, 1992. You'll be wondering how come you people are using such outdated equipment, and government is having billions to pour on renovation of churches and mosques. It's mind-boggling, and sometimes I do see some news. I don't know how true that news is, that people traveling for pilgrimage, going to Hajj or Jerusalem, the government also subsidize the money they are supposed to. Those people are supposed to spend to travel for those religious pilgrimages. It does not make any good sense in a country like Nigeria. You don't place the religion ahead of our well-being. It is not making any sense. We are supposed to come first as human before the religion comes in. People are not, students are not having a good classroom. Some classes does not even have window board, basic things. And you are budgeting billions to renovate church and mosque, where the religious leader will also pocket money. Or wait, is government also making money from the churches and mosques?
I'm not really sure.
Because I don't see. I've never come across any news where they say, okay, the Redeemed Christian Church of God pay this total tax or money to the government, or the Zumbratu Nigeria pay this amount for the God. You get, but the government is budgeting billions for these people to renovate their church. And okay, we are hungry in Nigeria. We don't have good schools. We don't have good health centers. We don't have good health care. Are we now supposed to just go to mosque and pray, or just go to church and pray, when we don't have all these basic things? It is because Nigeria, we need to open our head as Nigerians. The government are just doing this thing right in our faces, and we do nothing about it. The most we do is just come online and just speak about it. We don't actually take the proper actions by speaking up and putting it in action, that no, there's no way you guys will just come up with this amount of money for these things and you leave this. There was a video I also saw that very dark man made some while ago, and I was surprised. It was about a budget, a particular state budget. I can't really remember the actual state, and I was surprised how much the governor of that state budgeted for healthcare and education, compared to how much he budgeted for his own office. The money they use for you come and visit us, take this, the money they use for refreshment in his own office is way higher than the money they budgeted for healthcare and education. That alone says a lot on how the government is spending our budgets. For a government to budget such billions for people to for religious leader or for religious purposes, just for renovations, it says a lot about where Nigeria needs to look at when it comes to our budget, when it comes to public funding, when it comes to how the government is spending the taxpayer money.
That is quite all right to understand, Mr. Olayinka, and I'm very sure this video gets where some people can see and escalate it, because they can't be spending our taxpayer money anyhow. Imagine spending billions on renovating church, where who is going to church there nowadays?
It's absurd. It's absurd.
Like who is going to church? Like who is going to church mosques?
Can't
Like
the church even renovating
yeah,
themselves?
like
just imagine.
what are they doing with offering money?
I don't understand.
So let's talk more because I've been seeing a video also on north side. We are talking more on north. If you want to talk about Nigeria and most poor cities or most poor region, when we want to talk on poor region, we firstly talk about North
Not,
first,
of course.
because a majority living in North are going through poverty or something like that. So, and I'm seeing a very huge video like government is paying billions for people to get married, and that is very shocking to me. Like, how, if you don't have money to get married, or if you don't have money to do your wedding or to nurse children, you should not be doing that. Or I saw a video, one girl said that government should put it into law that if you don't have money to raise a child, you should not give back to any child. Like, they're budgeting like billions for
People to get
to
married in the north.
3,000 people to get married in the north. And please, Mr. Line, can you really give us more intake on this? Like, share with us.
Actually, I have saw some videos like that. Mostly videos, but most especially I've saw a lot of pictures and news that sometimes the governments do empower the northern people with this shoemaker. You get this shoemaker box, and but I've not been really believing. I've not been. I don't really believe in such things. Not until before you said this, I actually saw some post on X as well that the government gave money to some youths in the northern part of Nigeria to get married. And I was thinking to myself, like, wait, if the government is giving money to people to get married in the north, then that says a lot. That says a lot deeper than what we are saying. Just try to understand my point of view. When we talk of population, which region in Nigeria has the highest population? The north. When we talk of insecurity, which part of Nigeria has the numbers of insecurity going on? The north. Why is the government also funding this same north to get funding their youth to get married? I see two things going on. The first thing might be maybe some government officials around there are trying to just use that as a claim to pocket money, to put money in their own pockets. One, or the government is trying to increase their population in one way or the other, because not having a massive population is beneficial to the government. Take it or you leave it. Government are actually benefiting from the northern region with their population, because the population, when it comes to election, not has the highest numbers of votes. So they are actually benefiting from not giving them more numbers. Are you getting?
So, Mr. Line, are you telling us that funding them to get married is way of benefiting government to
Of course, the government are funding those people to get married, allegedly.
Not allegedly, the number is out there.
It's out there. So let's say the government are
Kano State of recent is budget billion for 3,000
people to get married. Can you imagine our absurd? And when you talk of public funds, let's be like,
and this taxpayer money.
Let's just understand where I'm going to. When we talk of public funds, this money is meant for the masses, to benefit the masses, not to benefit just the government. So, if you are funding someone's marriage, like I'm funding your wedding, you are not actually benefiting the person. For me, you are putting that person in more problem. Are you not getting it? Someone that does not have money in his own pocket to do wedding, how did you expect such person to take care of the family is bringing into the marriage? You impregnated someone, she gave birth for children, a child or children, and you don't have money to take care of those children. The government is directly or indirectly funding the almajiris. The government is directly or indirectly funding the terrorists. Because how do you expect a man that does not have money to feed his a man that does not have money to do wedding help his family?
No way.
When he does not have the help to do for his family, if someone approaching that man, if you can carry gun and go to the bush, you can make money for yourself. No way we not do such a thing. So the government is using our taxpayer money to directly or indirectly fund alimajiris. I'm not calling the northern people alimajiris, understand, but I'm calling that action of you funding someone that does not have money for a marriage, funding the marriage when you don't have other plans. You are not putting that money into their education. You are not putting that money into their health care. You are not putting that money in developing their infrastructure. You are not putting that money in building companies and employing those people. You are not putting that money in any way that can be beneficial monetary to the citizens around the northern parts. You are putting the money in making them get married and producing more kids and committing more atrocities. There is no way this makes sense to anybody reasoning logically. Okay, let me put this in a layman's language. Let me put this out there for common people that does not think that deep. Someone comes to you and tell you, please, I'm a single mother. Let's use a single mother for example. Please, I'm a single mother. I want to go to school and I don't have money to. You know, when a single mother comes to you now and tell you that she wants to go to school,
Yeah.
and she does not have money to go to school, that you should please pay for her school fees, or for someone thinking logically, you see it like, are you even normal? You that you don't have money to go to school and you already have a kid, how do you plan to take care of the kid you give birth to? How do you plan to send this kid self to school? Are you not the one that's supposed to surrender yourself to a work or to something to help this kid future? You as a person now, you can't even fund your own education, and you already have a kid, you want to fund his or her education. It is crazy. So it makes no simple sense to me, and I don't think it will make any sense to anybody out there to reason it like you are funding marriages, you are funding weddings, and you don't have plan for those people. Logically, you don't have plan, because if you have plan for them, you would have built multiple companies for them to work instead of funding their marriage. Why don't you just bring up multiple business around there for them to work there, make money and get married? Why don't you say, okay, instead of funding their marriage, why don't you improve their standard of living, improve their education and their infrastructures there? You didn't do any of that, but you have plan of funding their wedding. To me, whoever the government is, whoever the part of the government or body of government that is involved in such things, I hope they get to see this video and also sit back and think about what they just approved or what they just did. You funded a wedding for someone that does not have money, and you thought you've helped the person. No, you put that person into a bigger danger, because how do you expect this person now to feed the family he got married? He married someone that does not have an income to do a wedding. How do you expect such person to feed the family he married now?
When I saw those numbers, it amazed me. Like, if you hear the number, it's 3,000 plus in Kano. Only Kano.
Only in Kano.
3,000. Not let talk about Taraba,
Zamfara, Katsina,
all this northern part. But only in Kano.
Only in Kano.
Is that 3,000.
That is a crazy amount of numbers for government to be pouring such amount on. Okay, what other things have you gone through as well concerning this issue?
So I want you to talk on this some people that we put on, not put, that is like appoint to any ministry, that later when some months you hear this minister of something looted some billions of naira, this looted some billions, and till now you not hear anything from EFCC or ICPC concerning them. So what can you tell us, or what
I was thinking about that, as you were putting on that, as you were saying the statement, something just clicked, and I remember that was actually true. We have a lot of ministers that got in position, a lot of senators, whatever, that got in office. They get in office, spend a month, a year, 6 months, 2 years, and embezzle some money from the government,
the taxpayer money.
And after embezzling the money, we hear stuff like so minister or so embezzled this amount of money and he has been removed from office, or he has been suspended, or he has been, they will look for one English to make it look like the person has been dealt with without any action being taken. The person will just be removed from that position, and be left alone. And EFCC, ICPC will do nothing concerning that. And even if EFCC now, let's say EFCC now gets hold of the person, they get hold of the person, they confiscated or whatever property the person has gotten with that money. Yet we still don't see the impact of the money back in the society. There is no logical. Okay, EFCC might say, okay, in 2025 they accumulated so amount of money from people that stole from the government, from this, from that, from this, from that. After accumulating those money, we don't see how the money is being putting back in the economy. The only thing I see that EFCC does of recent, some months back, was they confiscated some cars in their custody. After a while, they said they want to sell the cars back. I forgot the English they used, that people should go to their websites and buy the cars. And you know how Nigeria works sometimes. You can't trust all these people. I'm sorry to say, EFCC, we can't trust you guys concerning this, because you guys has not been consistent concerning these particular issues. When you guys get some politicians, some ministers, some whatever, you just treat them like they are mini god. There are a lot of politicians out there that have embezzled this country's funds, and when you get hold of it, is when you get a lot of them, you don't even get hold of them. They are working freely amongst us. They are still bossing us. Yes, a lot of these people that have embezzled, you will even see the craziest part in this thing is, after these people embezzled money, after some years, they will now come out again that they want to become a senator or they want to become a governor, or they will still be fighting for a political seat. And you'll be wondering that, is this not the same man EFCC said as allegedly embezzled or stole, or you even see some news that people stole the country's money and fled to another country, where there is law that you can extradite them back to Nigeria and let them face the consequences of their action. You don't do such a thing. But when it is layman, when it is boys on the streets, EFCC will have the power to jump their fence, enter inside their house and pick them up. But when it is the politicians that stole the real money, because you guys are after those boys stealing few money. You'll be saying they are the ones spoiling the economy, they are the ones giving Nigeria a bad name, forgetting the people stealing the actual money, people that are cutting away with billions, trillions. I saw a news of recent as well, saying that the ex-chairman of NNPC or something is yet to do an audit of up to, I think, 2 trillion naira. And I was wondering, what is the EFCC doing concerning that issue? So, like, EFCC is a body of government that their primary assignment is all these things, but they leave it alone and face people on the streets. I understand if you say you want to face the masses, that majority carry the vote, like we do say. But in some cases, the money one politician can cut away, even the EFCC does not make that type of money in a year. Annually, they do not recover that amount of money annually. And one person in the government will cut away that money. And this money is not the money that falls from heaven or the money that comes from only petroleum or our natural resources. This money are money that come out of our pockets. And when I say the money that come out of every Nigerian's pocket, it is not until you have a tax ID or you have a tax number. No, the moment you start buying stuff, there is an amount, it might be small, going back to the government. They call it VAT. Even the company doing these stuffs, they pay tax to the government. Are you getting the point? So directly, this one is not even indirectly. Directly as a consumer, buying these cheap these stuffs, water, biscuits, whatever you are buying as a Nigerian, directly government has a percentage in what you are buying. It might be little. And that money accumulated together is billions.
Your transfer charges.
You know, when you transfer charges, transfer money above 9,999 naira, they deduct 50 naira. Are you getting those things? This money goes directly into the government's pockets. They now allocate this money to a particular project, and someone will take it off. I say take it off. Someone will steal the money, and the news will come out that so person carted away with these millions. You know, this thing has been going on for years. Remember the one that happened during this jam era? I forget the year that they came out that a snake came in and swallowed. You know how mind-boggling it is. Snake swallowed such amount of money, and EFCC is still yet to investigate thoroughly to today. Are you getting how crazy it is? And when EFCC now see a young guy driving a Benz, that's their problem. Don't drive Benz. Immediately you start driving Benz, the police, ICPC, EFCC, anybody putting on uniform in this country will be after you. And they will also be the one doing escorts for the same politician that is cutting away the billions. I don't know if the politicians are actually giving you people money behind the scene, because it makes no sense. The only sense it makes is if politicians are actually giving them money behind the scene. Because how can you tell me someone is cutting away billions, millions of taxpayer money and nothing will be done? We see the news, after some months the person come out and say he wants to be a governor. We see the news, after some months the person is now in an office holding a position. Are you getting how this country works? But I think it is high time for Nigeria as a whole to come together and tell the government what we need and how we want it to be. And I think it's high time for the government official as well to start putting everything we say as Nigeria, that this thing, we need it. This thing has to be put in place. It is high time the government starts putting it into consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Lainka. I've been enjoying your conversation. Like, you spoke a lot. Like, but we want you to give us what can citizens do, or what can some agencies do to make this our public fund be effective to Nigeria. So because some people still, and most of Nigeria are very good.
Very, very good.
In all levels. I've already seen Nigeria like far. We are very good in all levels, even though in state, in federal, in local government area, in every area, even though private sector, we are very good.
Of course.
So I want you to give us a solution. Let me say solution. I know we are just spoken out. We don't know, maybe they might make it. Yes, they might put it in their consideration. So just give us a little observation that people they can take to practice.
The very first thing that comes in mind, you'll be wondering why I want to say it is still EFCC, ICPC. I want to put them first. There are a lot of things to talk about concerning the possible solution that should be taken. But the first thing that comes in mind is still EFCC. So I think it is high time the current EFCC chairman try to put a proper investigation team on all these public funds managers around the country. When we talk of public funds manager, we are talking of all the ministers, because most of them are handling public money. Most of the chairmen in other, as we say, in other government bodies as well. It is high time the current EFCC chairman try to look into this thing. And I think where we need to nail the stuff on the head is when we now take it back to the government. The government itself as a body has given chances for people to just cut away with government money. Because how can you tell me no financial crime body has power over someone sitting, a current sitting governor or a current sitting? It is not appalling. What we need from the government as Nigeria now is transparency and accountability. We need those two. We need transparency and accountability. And there is no two way or any other way the government can give us the transparency and accountability we need by them going and use backdoor to take our money. The only way they can show us they are transparent and accountable is when they come out clean. Okay, this is the money budgeted for this thing, and this is how it has been spent. Which the financial crime will come into play and confirm and cross-check what this, the government now needs to be more transparent than ever, so that the citizens themselves can have trust
Again,
in the government, because the citizen does not trust the government with our money anymore. With all the money the government is removing from the subsidy, it is still mind blowing how this government is still borrowing money till today. You have removed the subsidy from petroleum, but you have added more to the money of subsidy you are giving those to go to pilgrimage. Crazy. So the government needs to be very, very transparent and accountable. When they show us the budget, they should show us how it is being spent, which the EFCC, ICPC also goes in play by cross-checking how the money is being spent. So that is the only way. And the other way is if the government should enact laws that will make public government holding officers to be accountable of any money-related crime, even when they are still in power. A governor should be accountable for the money he's spending on budget. You can't budget 200 million for renovation of schools and you end up spending 50 million and cut away with 150 million. And it is very clear to the eyes that this person is cutting away with this money, but because the person is still in power, you won't do nothing. No, it shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. Immediately you say, I'm budgeting 10 million for building of this bridge, and we see that this bridge has not been complete in 2-3 years. EFCC should go and check what is going on, why this bridge is not built yet. ICPC should also have a little power of attorney to do some other things concerning this issue. I think it's best time the government should please, because for now, we will have to plead to the government. We will have to plead to them for them to do the proper thing and the right thing before it's now eventually go to this time we now say we want to protest. Now we don't protest. We plead with the government that please, this is what we want. But when we see that this government is not doing exactly what we want, or is not even doing anything close to what we want, it's now time we now go to the street with our placard. So, and so. This particular government, this particular political party, this is what we want. Because Nigeria has been under a political party now for, let's say, 8 years of Tinubu era and
4 years of
almost 4 years of President Tinubu era. That's going to 12 years under a political party, and it has been going down the drain. It has not been improving. Look at the price, petrol, foodstuff, everything was 12 years back. And look at the current situation. And we expect the money they got from this subsidy, because if we talk about that, we talk about subsidy. But I think that should be another topic for another day. But if we talk about that, the money they are now getting from the money they are not using to subsidize these things, where are they spending them? So, to everyone listening and to everyone that has been with us from the beginning, I hope this message is being clear and well communicated to you guys. And you guys should please help, like, comment, and share these things to people. So it will be very clear that these things are getting to the government. They are the ones that are not doing what we are expecting or what we want from them.
Thank you, Mr. Olayinka. I really appreciate you. And this is the third time coming to my show. Please, we are rounding off the show. Please, if you came across this video, please kindly help us like, share. If you have more thoughts on this, please you can comment it on the comment section or to share it anywhere so people can see. Thank you.